Tires are good. Okay pang road trip. Let's check how much money we have. 1,000 pesos. Hanggang saan naabot to? Man, times are tough right now. While the economy, stocks, and crypto are on a free fall, fuel prices are at an all-time high. And for the first time since I started driving, diesel is more expensive than gasoline. So if you want to save on fuel and you can't afford a hybrid, what are your options? One, you can buy a motorcycle, which I think is a good idea. I love motorcycles, but you can't really use them in the rainy season. And if you have to carry a lot of stuff, it's not really an ideal option. Two, you can buy one of those subcompact 65 horsepower boring mobiles. Let me introduce a third option. This right here is the Nissan Almera. It sells between 700,000 pesos to 1 million pesos, and supposedly it can do 25 kpl on the highway. And most importantly, at least for me, it doesn't look boring. But is it worth the money? Let's find out. I think the Almera is the best looking subcompact sedan in its segment. I think it looks better than the City, and definitely it looks better than the Vios. Obviously, that's my opinion. If you think otherwise, type down below what you think is the best looking subcompact sedan in its segment. The front of the new Almera now looks a lot more aggressive. It looks a lot more angular. You get a lot more cuts and creases. You get sporty touches like this aggressive chin over here, which is painted in silver. You get this protruding brow over here, which gives the car a more sinister look. The V-motion grille is finished in black chrome, again adding to the sporty look of the car. And as you can see, the Nissan logo is blacked out. By the way, that's not just a logo. It actually houses a radar unit, because the new Almera now comes with automatic emergency braking. It comes with LED projector headlamps with LED DRLs. Down here it gets an LED fog lamp, and you get some fake air vents over here. It gets 16-inch two-tone multi-spoke wheels wrapped in 205/55 series tires. It gets disc brakes at the front and drum brakes at the back. I like the fact that you have a 3-finger gap over here. The new Almera is a bit lower than the old Almera. You get a lower roofline, and it slopes more aggressively towards the back. It has a more angular look to it, which is further accentuated by these straight upshot lines over here. Yeah, overall the car looks lower and wider because it actually is. You also get this floating roof effect over here, which you only used to get on crossovers. The sporty / aggressive look continues here at the back. You get this rear diffuser over here. You get these aggressively designed LED tail lamps, and you get this beefy looking bumper over here. The Almera gets a manual trunk, and in here you get about this much cargo space, which is competitive with the other sedans in the segment. All variants of the Almera are powered by a 1-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Now at 1 liter, this may have the lowest displacement in this segment, but it's also the only one that comes with a turbocharger. Now, if you don't know what a turbocharger is, it's basically like an air compressor that's driven by your exhaust gases and feeds compressed air into your cylinders, which in turn increases power. Like its competitors in the segment, this comes with a CVT transmission. This interior definitely is a huge improvement over the previous generation. It looks a lot more premium and it looks a lot more modern. You get some soft touch materials on the dashboard. Like this part of the dashboard is leather wrapped. You get leather wrapped armrests on the door cards. Unfortunately though, you don't get a center armrest, which is the only thing that I don't like about this interior. I love the steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, although it's not very soft. It has a flat bottom. You also get this aluminum looking accent over here. By the way, you don't get cruise control in this car. Yeah, but you do get automatic emergency braking. You get two-tone leather seats, which are manually adjustable. You get a manual handbrake, which I don't mind. But I think the highlight in this interior is this infotainment screen, which I think is the best in this segment. So this, I believe, is an 8-inch screen. It has Apple CarPlay. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Android Auto. You get a top-down 360 camera. And in the segment, this is the only sedan that comes with a 360 camera. The resolution is very good. You get automatic climate control, and thankfully you get knobs instead of buttons for adjusting the fan speed and the temperature. In terms of connectivity, you have 3 USB ports here at the front. You have 1 over here and 2 over here. By the way, one advantage of not having an armrest is that you can share the cup holders and also the USB ports with the rear passengers. You have 3 cup holders over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here. Yeah, in terms of headroom, it's not a problem. I have about 4 inches. If I make the seat more upright, I have about, 3.5 to 4 inches. So even if you're over 6 feet tall, you're gonna fit in this car. The glove box is of a decent size. It's not dampened. You have storage here for loose items like your phone, etc. You have enough space here for a small water bottle. This will not fit. It'll also not fit here. So basically you don't have any place here to store a water bottle of this size. You just leave it on the floor like that. Let's check out the back seat. So here at the back seat, space is not an issue. I have about, well, I can fit 2 fingers on top of my head. So that's about 1 inch of headroom. Thankfully, you do get a center armrest with 2 cup holders. Now, this is something that you don't get on a lot of its competitors. You don't get air vents, but like I said before, you get 2 USB ports over there, which you can share with the front passengers. You get an additional cup holder, which you can also share with the front passengers. The NVH levels of the new Almera have definitely improved compared to the previous one. It's very quiet inside the cabin. You don't hear outside noise so much. You don't hear the engine so much. I'm currently doing about 100 kph and there's not much wind noise. You do get some minimal tire noise, but nothing that's too bothersome. Nissan uses thicker acoustic glass than the new Almera, which helps improve sound insulation. Now, the main selling point of the new Almera is its fuel economy. And so far, I've been averaging 24.3 to 24.4 kpl on the highway. In the city with moderate traffic, I get about 12 kpl. So it's a very fuel efficient car, among the most fuel efficient in this segment. The suspension is soft, but it's not so soft that it feels boaty. Like I can change lanes quickly without feeling like I'm gonna topple over. So I'm doing 100 right now, and if I step on the gas, you can still feel a surge of power. It doesn't feel lacking when it comes to power. The only thing though is that because this has a CVT, you get that rubber band effect when you're coming from a complete stop. And by that I mean when you step on the gas, you don't immediately feel the power, may konting lag. But when you're at higher speeds like this, you don't feel that so much. Yeah, so overall, the Almera is a very pleasant car to drive. It is quiet, it's not fast, but it's not slow either. If I had to nitpick, I just have a few minor complaints. One is the lack of cruise control, and 2 is its fuel tank. The car is very fuel efficient, but I consumed almost 80% of a full tank in just a week. At 35 liters, the fuel tank of the Almera is quite small, which means that you spend less on a full tank, but you have to fill it up more often. At 80 pesos per liter, 2,800 lang ang full tank. Also, one more thing, because it's a 3-cylinder engine, there is a bit of a low frequency vibration at idle. Honestly, it's not that bad, and you might not even notice it if you don't know what you're looking for. Compared to the Vios and the Mirage G4, the Almera definitely feels like a more modern car. Which makes sense because it's an all-new model, while the Vios and the Mirage are just facelifts. The Honda City would be a closer competitor, but it doesn't get automatic braking, blind spot warning, and a 360 camera. Now, the Emgrand is bigger than the Almera, but they sell at about the same price. So let's do a mini comparo. On the outside, both the Almera and the Emgrand look good, but in different ways. The Emgrand has a more European and more mature look to it, while the Almera has a more aggressive and more youthful design. On the inside, the Emgrand definitely looks a lot more premium. I think it has the nicest interior in this segment. In terms of tech, the Almera has the upper hand. It has a 360 cam, automatic braking, blind spot warning, and Apple CarPlay. Both vehicles lack Android Auto. In terms of safety, the Almera again has the upper hand. Both have ABS, EBD, and 6 airbags, but the Almera is the only one that comes with blind spot warning and automatic braking, which I think is a very important feature. The 360 cam also helps a lot in avoiding low-speed collisions. Yeah, so overall, the Emgrand feels like a more premium vehicle because of its much nicer interior and its Euro-inspired design. But the Almera has the really important tech, and it should also be more fuel efficient. And also, it cannot be denied that the more established Nissan badge will probably play a factor in your decision. I think the Almera offers a very good balance of practicality, affordability, and looks. It is one of the most fuel efficient in the segment. It is relatively affordable. This top-of-the-line VL NSport sells for 1,090,000 pesos. If that's too expensive for you, you can also get the mid-range VE variant. That sells for less than 1,000,000 pesos, and it also comes with automatic braking and a 360 camera. And lastly, it definitely looks better than your average 65 horsepower boring mobile. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.